So welcome to our spring cleaning on the inside. We are very excited to be offering a program that is perfect timing with spring and basically getting people to recheck in with their health and look at creating some new habits. And that is part of the reason why we have continued to offer programs like this that are really beneficial to getting you back on track. And that's why, again, we continue to do these. So this is the perfect time for one of these. And we are going to kind of walk you through what this program is going to look like. So as we go through this, feel free to, think of those questions, and I will ask you at the end to ask your questions. So welcome to you guys as you're joining us here. So very quickly here, I'll introduce myself here. I am Amanda Villarreal. So we have 5 kids. I just lost my slide here. Go back. And we live in Zeeland, Michigan, and we have been, basically a very active family, I would say, always, and have definitely found, strategies and things that we can do to help people be healthier. So not just from adults, but even for kids. And I want you to be thinking of that with this spring cleaning, that the choices and the things you're going to learn are also going to help your family. So that is very important just to note that, because that is something we want to be instilling, is those habits, again, for all of us. So we have here, guys, something we're going to do a little differently. We're going to be posting this in the group very soon, a guide to help you with basically creating some type of commitment. We want to know what that is. So one of them is going to be a goal sheet, and one of them is going to be this commitment form. So we want you to circle this, whatever these main things are that you want to be focusing on, so we can kind of hold you accountable. And we want you to send those back to your coach. So, what are some of the things that, you really want to maybe learn more about, or some of the things that really are a passion for you? Maybe it's understanding what stress does to your body, or maybe it's, that you need to create good health on a daily basis, if that's something. So read through these. These are just some things that I have found that I really think summarize really what our goal is of these programs, and really getting you to think about beyond just the short-term fix of this, but the long-term commitment to your health. That's where we want the drive and the focus to be. So all right, guys. So let's get into your understanding a little bit of why cleansing. So very quickly here, cleansing is something that we do periodically, and it's something that we have found to be very beneficial, because it's something we can do to help give us an initial jump start. Now, this is not something we do every month. We are doing this cleanse a little bit differently. We'll break that also down in a little bit here. But our goal is to really focus on doing more of the things we should be doing anyways. That is incorporating more fruits and vegetables and having the right things to help support our bodies as we are doing so. So I want you to just be thinking about, some of your goals and how that's going to tie into that long-term focus for you. And why are we choosing to use, for example, the cleanse products and the Shaklee products with our program? So I have been with Shaklee for many years, and have all of these years been very impressed with the fact that we know everything is clean, that there's clinical studies, that it's 100% guarantee on anything. There's nothing ever harmful in any of the products. And for over 65 years, Shaklee has continued the same philosophy. And I am very picky on who I support, what I recommend. And, it really plays a part in what also we choose. So we personally use and support these products. And this slide is probably one of, I think, the most powerful things to help you understand why we support and use Shaklee products. And long-term studies are really what help us to know that these are not just claims people are making up, but the results are proven and backed. So look at these long-term results, guys, from 20 plus years of using Shaklee supplements. 83% of people had lower prescription drug use. These are people after the age of 65 is where the majority of these came from. Have better health, lower risk of dementia, maintain, better metabolic health, better cardiovascular health, and healthier levels of C-reactive protein, basically showing how much inflammation you store in your body. These are all things that contribute to our long-term health. Those is cleanse. Yes, we're doing a little more focus on short-term, right? But our goal is to make that impact long-term and how we're going to be feeling later. I always like to give different educational pieces so people understand why they're doing what they're doing. This is a great book in case you've never read it, but just to think about, the cleanse is doing so much more than just one thing. We are not oftentimes very I would have to say, you know, when you think about it, we're not always very, I guess, good at tuning into all of the things that are around our bodies because we can't see a lot of them. Environmental toxins, we have things that are coming in our foods, we have disruptors that are around us all the time. And so much of that also comes from our diet. So this cleanse, guys, is really working to reverse a lot of those things that maybe we didn't realize could have harmed our health. Think of medications you've been on in the past, or if you've ever had surgery, trauma to your body. All of those things lead us to why cleansing can be even more important to helping us with improving our health. So we're going to be kind of talking through some different pieces of hydration, but I also wanted to just also kind of tie in, some more information about what we're going to be doing here. So I'm going to have Rachel actually share a little bit about herself and give us a few tips on hydration and any other things that she might have to share. And Rachel, you're muted, so just make sure, there you go, you unmute yourself.
Yeah.
So welcome, Rachel.
Thanks, guys. My name is Rachel. I am a mother of 3. Health wasn't ever really something I thought was important until my grandpa passed away at a fairly young age from a heart attack. He was very overweight. And that's when I started to realize, like, I need to take care of myself. I'm having kids. I want to be there for them. And I got blessed with a job at a gym, and it just kind of transformed my whole life. With hydration, though, I think that is probably one of the most beneficial things that you can do, and the easiest thing and the cheapest thing you can do for your own health. Waking up instantly, like, have a glass of water. Something you'll see with the cleanse, they really encourage you to have a glass of lemon water. So you'll squeeze half a lemon into your water and then drink it. There's a lot of benefits there that we can talk about too. But I can tell the days where I've had too many cups of coffee and not enough glasses of water. I don't sleep well. I look tired. It's just such a big game changer with something as simple as just drinking enough water. So they say, like, half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to drink 100 ounces of water a day. It's a lot. The benefits to it is you don't have time for anything else because you're drinking water or you're going to the bathroom. So it's a great time to sneak away from small children if you need to, but your body will get used to it. I drink anywhere between 90 and 100 ounces of water a day, just because it's like I'm over my half my body weight. Okay. Austin wants to say hi. I'm sorry. Tell him hi. Say hi. Okay. That's Miss Amanda.
Hey, buddy.
But hydration is, like I said, it's an easy, free way to help better yourself with everything in your body. You can flush so much out from just hydrating enough. So daddy. Sorry, he sees his picture of his dad. So
that's cute. That is perfect. Well, thanks so much for sharing, Rachel. And yes, those are all so true, guys. So for part of our focus, is definitely going to be hydration. She mentioned, water with lemon. We'll be sharing a little more about why that's important too. But we want to encourage you guys to even do more than what the minimal amount is. She mentioned half your body weight in ounces. We want to kick-start your water intake, guys. So really start, even now, start to drink more, be more cautious of it, and let's really try. And again, for those of us that are still on the fence, maybe you're thinking about joining us, doesn't matter. Water is something we can all start to incorporate more of it now. So don't wait. Keep water with you at all times. And again, we will also be sharing more about, like I said, the purposes of why we do that lemon water for our cleanse week. So, but also, guys, just looking at here really quickly, it seems like today, more and more people that I talk with, one of the biggest concerns that I hear from people now is issues with not feeling well. And most of it stems from gut health. And that could be symptoms ranging from having constipation to stomach aches to feeling like they have to eat certain foods, they feel sick. And when you think about what that does to us long term, that is what leads to many diseases that we see later. So we don't want to ignore symptoms. And when we keep putting those synthetic ingredients, things that are causing our bodies to not feel well, it is going to eventually cause damage. And that's why if we can start to highlight, that is one reason people love to do the cleanse, because a lot of times you can identify trigger foods and areas that you need to focus more on in order to get your body functioning optimally. And that is our goal. So 7 days, we're going to cut out a lot of those things that may be triggers, and then we will slowly start to add them on. Now we have people that are doing this in all different levels. So I just want to kind of highlight that real fast. We have some people that are doing the straight cleanse, which is all fruits and vegetables. They're going to be using their cleanse packets and their vitamins for the first 7 days. We have some of us like myself, and I know a few others, we are going to actually still be incorporating protein shakes. That this will be fine to be using for 1 or 2 of our meals, along with a ton of fruits and vegetables. But we are still going to be keeping out of our diet gluten and dairy, meat, things that are going to be hard on our body to break down. Okay. So why are we cleansing? I encourage you to take a picture of this, because this will help you on the days that you are struggling. You are cleansing to help you with your energy, your focus, your sleep, with digestion, with helping your weight loss jumpstart and getting the cravings under control. And that goal, guys, of on the average weight loss of around 6 pounds, that's a pretty darn good motivator. And where that weight comes from is generally from your waist, which is the biggest precursor for where we notice disease factors. So if we can notice it's coming from the right place, that is going to help us to get that kickstart to want to keep going. So that's why we love doing this every so often. Now, we are trying to keep this short, guys, but in our group, we will be sharing in a little more depth some things. But I want to just kind of real quickly here remind you, you're going to be using these cleanse packets morning and night. It is very easy to figure out what you're going to use because they're labeled. There's a morning and there is a night listed on there. We really want to be targeting these for morning and night because each of the products is going to be specifically working and targeting towards an area of your body. So we don't want to ignore these because they do have a specific purpose, guys. So the DI, we're working on our gut health. We have the alfalfa, which is going to be pulling heavy metals, helping to get rid of excess water, helping to normalize and alkalize your body. We have our liver DTX specific to helping, remember, your liver is basically your processing of bad stuff, right? But it has over 300 different functions in our body. Our liver is extremely important. So that liver DTX really helps to cleanse and detoxify. We have the Herblax, which also helps with getting the intestines, the bowels, everything to be optimally working. So you're going to notice too, this is not a scary cleanse. This is not where you're going to be feeling bad. You will actually notice you're really not hungry if you are doing this correctly, eating every 2 to 3 hours. You want to make sure that you are following along closely with making sure that you are preparing, which that's going to lead us into here very soon. A little more information coming up here from Sarah, but we want to be thinking about, guys, and reminding ourselves the importance of why we are using some of these things. Okay. I just broke down this product in particular because I really like people to also be thinking about, one of the things that sometimes we don't realize is not making us feel well is actually that we are not ridding our body completely of waste. And that all stems down to what happens with our bowel movements. And yeah, it's not something we like to talk about, but I can tell you right now, there's a whole lot of research and studies supporting the benefits of the right amount of bowel movements per day, what it should look like, what's happening when you don't have them properly. So this Herblax product that we use as part of this is key to helping you. If you don't go enough, you go too much, it helps to, in so many ways, get your body to getting rid of what it shouldn't have. So if you look at some of the signs, when your body's noticing symptoms, if you get headaches every day, you have fatigue, you have insomnia, those are the first signs and symptoms to telling you there's something that could be majorly wrong coming. We don't want to ignore those signs. I think we become pros at that. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times you just think, oh, that's normal. I just saw Sarah yawn. And yeah, that might be normal, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, Sarah gets up like 4 o'clock in the morning. So by now, yeah, that's normal. But there are people that they yawn all day because they're extremely fatigued because they're not sleeping well. And again, we've got to start to identify what are those symptoms that are not normal. And what are we going to do to correct them, guys? This is where we have to become advocates for health and take our health into our own hands. So I mentioned we're, for some of us, going to be using the protein. Now, just a really fast, why are we using, there's pouches, there's canisters, but why are we using these life shakes? These are different, guys. These life shakes are a meal replacement. They're perfectly balanced, extremely clean. They have more testing and certifications and patents than any other shakes I've seen on the market. They are the things that are mostly triggers for people like gluten, like dairy. You can get you know, you don't have to worry because they're free of most of the things that a lot of times people have sensitivities to. That's why we're including these. But they also help with rebuilding. If you look at the leucine in there, that's great for helping with muscle mass, and you can have this as a convenient meal. I like to emphasize that too, because most of us, we are busy. So we need options on the go. So the picture you guys see on here, there are two kinds of people. I don't care if you take your shaker cup and you put some, you know, soy milk or whatever you use, water in there, and you mix your protein up that way, and you take your cup on the go and you drink it, perfect. Or if you like to make it fancy and have all these ingredients in there to give it more of a nutritional boost, either way is great. But the goal is, guys, to have this every day, especially after cleanse week. But again, some of us are going to use this during cleanse week to simplify this week. But the benefits, guys, are just incredible. We do these every day, no matter what. This is just part of our lifestyle, that it is something we know the value of it. And we know that it's going to help give us a balanced meal. And again, great for kids too. So, all right, next up here, I'm going to have Sarah give us a little bit of information about prep tips and introduce herself here a moment. And Sarah has done this many times also. She is a great resource for us all too.
All right. Hello, everybody. Yeah, my name's Sarah. I also live in Zealand, along with Amanda and Rachel. I'm a mom to 3 boys. There's one of them. And I'm also a nurse at Holland Hospital. And I first got involved with Shackley a few years ago, starting with the cleaning products. And that kind of just grew into learning more about the nutrition products. And I knew Amanda for, I'm going to date ourselves, but a long time ago. So just kind of started, getting in touch with her more. And yeah, it's become a big part of our life and our kids' life. And this program is, I like it because it's so doable. There are so many cleanses. There are so many programs out there that just either A, are not researched. The products, aren't as good as we hope they would be. They just don't have the foundation that, they should have. So I really like this program because I think it really sets you up for success, and it's doable and it's sustainable, and it won't throw your body into any sort of kind of crazy stuff happening, if that makes sense. So what I wanted to talk about was prep. And I think the biggest thing that I can summarize it with is the planning is going to set you up for success, because I did it one time. And I don't know if Amanda did it with me that time, but I completely failed. I did not prep ahead of time. And with busy lives and work and kids and everything like that, it's just, I failed because I was grabbing stuff and wasn't eating enough, and I was feeling crummy, and it was not good. So I kind of bailed on the program. So the other times doing it, what I tell people is a few things, plan your meals, and we will help you do that. We'll give you recipes, because for a lot of people, this is kind of out of their realm, is out of their norm. How do you eat a veggie based meal? A lot of people think, oh, I can eat veggies and stuff like that, but getting a substantial meal can be challenging. So finding what I found helpful was 2 to 3 recipes, make those in big batches, make those the weekend before, put them in the fridge, the freezer, so you have them, so you're not reaching for things and wondering what you're going to make and running to the grocery store. Same with snacks, as much as you can, bag them up, box them up, put them in containers, whatever you can do to make it easier for whatever your lifestyle is, that week. Yes, number 3, I wrote, just pack up as much as you can ahead of time. The other thing that came to mind was, if you can, take the week beforehand to kind of take inventory. I don't know if it's easy to write it down or just kind of take notice of what some of your bad habits may be or what your triggers might be. Like for me, I found out that I grab chocolate chips most every night. And a couple other things that I do, but it was, I think, nice to identify those ahead of time, so you're not recognizing those the week of the cleanse and also trying to deal with them the week of the cleanse. So if you can just do that the week before, I think that will help. Well, that will help you. Just so you can kind of get, one step ahead of the game for that week. So really just plan as much as you can ahead of time. Prep, set a couple hours ahead or aside the Sunday before, make your food in big batches. We'll help you with recipes. We'll help you with snack ideas. Like Amanda said, you should be eating a lot on this program, which I think for some people surprises them. It's not a starvation cleanse. It's not depriving your body. You can eat a lot. You just have to train your mind of what you can eat. So we'll help you with all of that, but just plan, and we'll share recipe ideas and get you guys set up for success.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Sarah. And yes, guys, a big part of this is we want you all to know too, is the support. You know, we are all here to help each other, and the encouragement is very important. So do not ever feel like you can't ask questions. You can message any of us. You can post in the group, but I do encourage you to use that group, because you are not realizing that the questions you have, probably other people have too. So it helps each other. So don't ever feel like you shouldn't ask something in there, but think about your goals, guys. What are you trying to work for? I always like testimonials. We have so many of them that we could share, but just start to be thinking about what are some of the things that you would like to work on. I'll highlight this one just because it's a client that I loved her results, and I feel like it was so relatable that it really has, you know, the whole idea of getting rid of the bloating and having clearer thinking and having your clothes fit better and sleeping better, getting, you know, rid of some of those headaches that we might have that we don't know why they're coming from. These are reminders and things that will help you guys to get through this. Okay. It's not going to be, you know, I think for a lot of people, you know, it's easier for some than others, but it doesn't have to be. If you are prepared, like Sarah just said, you do the right things, you will be just fine. And you will be so proud of yourself when you're done. So just as a quick reminder, how do you do this? What does this start with? So we had our cleanse packs we mentioned, okay, morning and night. We also are going to have our vitamins. So you can choose, you're going to either be doing the vitalizer or the meology. So you can pick according to whatever option you choose. And we can definitely help you figure out what is the best way to do that. But you want to remember, guys, that these vitamins and nutrients are giving you what you might not be getting in your diet. And that's why we need to fill in the gaps. That's what this is doing. So we're also getting in there some of the benefits for, you know, some of the things, you know, like the oils and the omegas and the, say oils, not essential oils, but your fish oils and your things that help with your brains and your joints. And, you know, just things that we also want to note that are some of those things that, again, we just don't eat on a regular basis. So that's why we 100% believe in the power of supplements. And that long-term study you guys saw earlier, that 20-year study is what actually developed these programs with the vitalizer and meology, is those were the things they found most people were not getting in their diet. And that's how these came to be. So, you know, the research is behind these. And then you also have your life shake. So as we mentioned, you can do these for a meal or two during cleanse week if you choose. If you're choosing to do the straight cleanse with fruits and vegetables, you have a choice. You can do it either way, but it's pretty darn easy for you guys that don't like a lot of prep. I have two people that are super excited because we're using protein, because they are planning to do their vitamins in the morning with their life shake. They are having a salad for lunch, and they will do a shake for dinner with a snack in between. I'm telling you guys, you can't get much easier than that. The only problem is you still have to cook for your family. So you have to figure out that. But for you, it'll be very easy for planning if that's how you choose to do it. So let's really quickly, guys, remind you of how this is going to work. We have April 29th. You're going to start seeing some posts in there. I'm actually going to start posting in there probably tomorrow, actually. You're going to see a prep guide coming up. You'll see this graphic in that prep guide. So we're going to start those first 3 days with giving you prep tips. So that's where you guys are going to see your recipes for Cleanse Week coming through. We'll give you some tips and suggestions, some highlighted things to make sure we're watching for and getting ready for. May 2nd, that's Monday. That's where we're going to kick off that cleanse week. So we really want to focus on, we talked about, Rachel mentioned the hydration. We're going to be, you know, hitting the supplements. We're going to be really focusing on the life shake. We're going to be working on trying to instill good habits with things that we should be doing more of anyways. Then we get into post cleanse, guys. And I'm really excited about the guide that you're going to be seeing coming for that. We have a special meal prep guide that walks you through some amazing tips. And that is going to be a big highlight, because I have found that when people want to have sustainable programs and lifelong lifestyle changes, meal prepping and planning seems to be one of the biggest pieces that I see why people fail, is because they don't know what to cook. So we're hoping to give you a lot of tips to help with that, because we want long-term success, guys, and that's what we are going for. So we're going to make sure that you have all the tools you need. Again, the main thing you got to start with, guys, is just getting your mindset ready. You're going to fill out those papers that I mentioned at the very beginning. You're going to have a commitment, and you're going to circle some of the things you want to work on. Send that to your coach, and you will be prepping next weekend. Start to get rid of the stuff you don't want in your house right now. It doesn't mean go eat it right now, but start to get rid of those things that maybe you shouldn't have around that might be triggers. Okay. Start to get rid of those. So you're going to prepare to go grocery shopping this this weekend and fill it with the good things that we do need. So, all right, guys, any questions or anything before I go here really fast, or maybe things we missed?
Good. I did want to say, I know I've done it a couple times and I've messed up, but even though it's not perfect, it's still a step in the right direction. Like you can always, I mess up for breakfast, I go right back at it for snack and lunch, and you just keep going. Like it may be your first time, you're not going to be perfect. Maybe you are perfect with it. It doesn't matter. Like as long as you're making and keeping those simple changes, you're doing what's right. And I think that's, just because you missed something doesn't mean you failed. So just wanted to note that for everybody.
For sure. Thank you. And that's really helpful, especially we have a lot of new people, guys. So yes, don't quit because something goes wrong. And, we didn't mention in here, too much, but of course you want to be exercising. We want to be instilling those other healthy habits, right? But we will say here really fast that during cleanse week, guys, that's not your prime time to be planning your extreme hardcore workouts. Or I'm not saying not exercise, but you want to be allowing yourself also that time to allow your body to really have some rest if needed and cleanse. So, but keep moving. A great goal, is still to be active. But again, just want to make sure you're thinking in the right direction of what you should be doing for activity. Make sure you are in our Facebook group, Spring Cleaning. That's where you're going to find everything posted in there starting very soon. And that is also, again, your resource for questions and for support, guys. So I don't want anybody to let themselves get down. Okay. Just like Rachel said, this is a change in the right direction. So start right now telling yourself you are going to make a difference. You're going to start to make some changes and it will be a success, guys. So we are excited. We look forward to working with you all, and we will be kicking off next week. And I'm going to go and stop this recording. But if you guys did have some questions, feel free to ask them. So, all right, guys, thank you.